Hey everybody, how's it going? So, if you are new to streaming or making podcasts, doing anything like that, try Riverside.fm. It is a great program. I use it on a daily. They also have a mobile app that you can use. So if you want to do it on the go, you're good to go. They have a free subscription and they also have paid tier subscription. And with each tier, you'll be able to get different things going on. So what at the they have one that's like $29.99 a month, which is the highest tier that they have. You can record 4K. Um, you can add like a little logo to your video, which you're probably gonna see one on mine up here in this corner. It's a great program. If you like I said, if you haven't started, try it out. If you have started, try it out. I'll have a link in the description if you want to go ahead and try it out. All right, y'all take it easy. Later. And welcome back to another episode of I'm Too Absent Minded. I'm your host who's sitting in the chair with some air about to wax his derriere. But anyway, so I got a lot of stuff, weird little random things I'm about to go off on. So just sit back and get ready for this random ride. If you want something to talk about, if you want to be on the um Yep, forgot what I was going to say. If you want to join me on the podcast or you want me to talk about something, you can hit me up on Instagram at I'm Too Absent Minded. That I'm the number 2 absent minded, or on TikTok at Howard Higgins Jr. So I started watching a few new shows. Um, uh, XMen 97, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the TV show, and Fallout. And I'm gonna open it up with XMen 97. And that show is dope. I'm just mad I gotta wait till every Wednesday for a new episode. And I just found out, I think last week, that the episodes come out on Wednesday. So, but now I'm still mad that I gotta wait every week. I gotta wait a week for a new episode. And episode 5 of that show was crazy. Episode 6, which came out this Wednesday, also crazy. Episode 5, I was like, what? No, not him. And then episode 6, I was like, wait, is him? Where did he come from? Crazy. And so if y'all used to watch X-Men back in the day, the cartoon show, the cartoon version, and this one picks up right where the other one left off at. Like, same art style and everything. It's straight a straight blast from the past. So if you into that, go ahead and check it out. If not, obviously you're not gonna check it out because you're not into it. And then so I started watching again that show Fallout. So the show Fallout, if you didn't know, it is based off a video game with the same name, Fallout. Um, it is basically a nuke goes off and destroys everything, and people live in a shelter, and then there's people that live out in the regular world that are like ghouls or just regular people, you know, and so but watching that show, I don't know if the show is good, great, just watchable, or bad. I really don't know. Like, it did keep me entertained, so I kept watching it. Um, and like there was some funny parts to it. Like the main character, Lucy, she's played by Ella Purnell, and like she says okie dokie randomly. And for some unknown reason, I find that hilarious. Just at the random times where she's just like okie dokie and just takes care of something or does something that most people would have to put a lot of thought behind. She just goes okie dokie and take care of it. And I just find that hilarious. And then there's a character called Cooper Howard. He's a ghoul, and he's played by this dude named Walton Goggins. Um, his personality I just find funny in that show, because he's like this Western ghoul, and it just doesn't really give a shit. Like, he's been around for 200 years, and he just don't care. He just does what he does. And so they released 8 episodes of it, like, all at once. And I watched all 8 episodes, and I ain't nothing left. So I'm kind of mad about that, because I think I did get hooked towards the end of it, because it was a good little plot twist in the last couple episodes. So got me hooked up on that. So there will be a second season of this show, but it ain't gonna come out till next year. And so now I'm real mad about it, because now it ain't gonna be coming out for another year. And then I just wanted to play the game Fallout again. So I've been playing Fallout 4 all over again. Even though I beat that game so many times, I'm back on it. And excuse me, I am burping. It's not a water. And but yeah, whatever it is that I was just talking about with the Fallout. So now, what the hell was I talking about? Either way, then Mr. and Mrs. Smith is the other show that I started watching, and that one I really don't know. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and I ain't went back to it. So I don't know if I feel it's a bad show, or if it just ain't for me, or if it's a good show. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. So like the 2 characters, Mr. Smith, Donald Glover, Mrs. Smith, Maya Erskine, like, what I did find intriguing about it is the way that they interacted with each other. Um, it seemed a little realistic, the way they interacted with each other, because they 2 random people get put together. Now they're married, and they gotta do these contracts or whatever. And so the way they was like, they're interacting. I don't know how many times I'm going to say the word interact or interacting in this little bit, but I've been saying it a lot. Either way, the way they deal with each other is like how somebody would deal with each other if you're just stuck with somebody that you don't know nothing from jump from. Um, but like I said, I still don't. Apart from that, I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about that show. I don't even know if I'm gonna go back to it. So I'm just gonna say I don't like that show, because I'm not gonna go watch it again. Um, and then out of boredom, I watched that World War II show on Netflix, and it's World War II. I was bored, so I started watching it. And so my daughter would randomly watch bits and pieces of it, and ask questions, and I would answer it the best that I could, so that she would understand. And then during that, she randomly asked me if I was going to war, and that she don't want me to go, because if I go, I'm gonna die, and she don't want me to die. And like, the last part of that's understandable, right? Don't want you to die, cool. But why I gotta die though? And then why is that the first thing you gonna say about it about going to war? Like, what? And if you have kids, you understand like how random these questions are. Like, they just come out of nowhere. And if you don't have kids, imagine you just sitting down or in the kitchen, and you just doing something, and then your kid walk up to you and ask a completely random question that has nothing to do with anything, and then walks away. I mean, it's not really a question either. It's more like a statement, but it's in the form of a question. Like, she don't want to answer. She'll just drop something and then dip out on you. Like, what? And then you just left looking like, what in the hell was that about? And like, it's funny as hell, but it's just so random. Like you'll be sitting there, I don't know, you'll be cleaning the kitchen, or yeah, let's say you're cleaning the kitchen. Kid will walk up to you and be like, "Hey, how come I got 5 toes on this foot and 5 toes on the other foot, but if I put them together, they don't look the same?" And then just walk away. And you just looking like, "What the hell was that about? Why you just ask about toes?" And then, I don't know. And then gone. And but which is hilarious. But as I'm all for the questions. Ask all kind of questions of it. And because it's that's how you learn. You learn with the questions. I will I will answer her questions, but you got to realize those are going to be my version of the answer. So, not saying that my version is wrong, not saying my version is right, but over time, your answers to certain questions kind of mold to the way you think. And so it may not be the full answer, or it may have some half truths in it. So ask her to look up stuff as much as I can, because you'll get, as long as I'll help her out when she's looking for stuff, because there's a lot of bogus website out there and it'll give you a lot of bogus information. So, but I'm all for that, and that's mostly because of my dad. My dad told me when I was younger that I need to look it up. He said, because you can't take my word for it, because my answer may not be 100% correct, because I may have learned this a while ago. And so now I'm just like filling in gaps with stuff that may not pertain to whatever you're asking me. So I try to do that for her too. And speaking of which, speaking of her, she wants to go to church. Like, I'm not a church goer. That's just something I don't do. Um I got my own viewpoint on religion. Like, it's not a bad one or anything like that. It's just a different look. Like, I'm not like religion bash or nothing like that. I just have a different viewpoint on that type of stuff. But anyway, she wants to go. And I don't know what kind of service to go. So the wife is Catholic. I was baptized a Catholic, but I went to random Baptist churches. And never once have I went to a Catholic service that I can remember. And so I don't know. I don't. I don't know. Yeah, I just I don't know how that one's gonna work out. Like I wanted to go. I wanted to know. I wanted to get her own um understanding. Like, if that's something she wants to do, if that's something she don't want to do. Like, that's her choice. It ain't a me choice. It is not my choice to not have her pursue any kind of information. If she wants to go to church, that's okay, cool. You can go ahead and go. Like, my not my bias, but my reasonings doesn't have to be her reasonings. So just because I don't want to do something doesn't mean that she don't got to do something. Like, that's not how it's supposed to work. Like, you're supposed to let them go and do whatever whatever it is you want to do. But anyway, enough about that. So, like, there's on another back to the TV part of it, TV shows. Like, there's a lot of shows to me that seems like it's a wash and repeat type of show. So, like, no, let's say you have this one show and the son is like the rebel or whatever. They'll remake that show, but instead of the son being the rebel, it'll be the daughter. and I am unsure on how this to go. Oh man, I really did get stuck on a thought. But hey, have you ever like woke up in the morning and then thought to yourself, man, if I was a bottle of ketchup, would I be put on everything or would I just be used for like French fries and stuff like that? Huh. I don't know. Who knows? But we not we're not ketchup bottles. We're not ketchup. And why is it called ketchup? Like why? Why ketchup? Why couldn't it be like tomato something? I don't know. Tomato plops. Some plopsies. Some tomato well, see, because like I wanted to say tomato puree, but there's already a tomato puree. I want to say tomato juice. There's already tomato juice. I guess it'll be fucking ketchup, whatever. I don't know. That was a weird, random thought. But oh, when y'all watch movies or when y'all getting ready to watch a movie, do y'all like go by reviews or do y'all just watch? Cause I don't look for reviews because I watch a movie and I take it for what it is, entertainment. I'm not digging deep into a show. Let's say it's okay, boom, Marvel movie or DC movie or some kind of superhero movie. I'm not looking into the lore of the characters when I'm watching a movie because I know they're going to get it wrong. So I'm throwing that out the window. I'm taking this as a fresh take of this character, of that character, whatever character I'm watching. So therefore, that's how I look into movies, superhero movies anyway. So I won't get myself disappointed. And then it's a movie. It's made for entertainment. So if you're just sitting there trying to compare apples to apples, like you comparing red apples to green apples, like it ain't gonna be the same. They got a different flavor. One is sweet, one is tart. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work. So just take it for what it is. Just take it for what it is. Straight entertainment. Because there's a lot of people that didn't like the movie Battleship. Now it wasn't a bad movie. It was entertaining. I don't know if it was a good movie or not, but everybody has their own different view or own depictions on what a good movie is. Because what may work for some won't work for others. And like I said before, the Star Wars trilogy or six tuplet, sixology, sixty whatever. There's 6 movies. I was not a fan of the Star Wars movie, but people love them, and more power to you. Love those movies. Love that chicken with Popeyes. I just ain't the one. Oh, speaking of which, do y'all prefer chicken from Popeyes or KFC? Or do y'all go to like Wingstop or the unholiest of thou Buffalo Wild Wings? So, all right. So I personally prefer Popeyes. The wife always tell me, "How do you love Popeyes chicken when you only get the chicken strips?" And I'm like, I love it better. I used to eat chicken. I will still eat chicken from Popeyes or KFC or whatever, but I love the chicken tendies. If they got chicken tendies, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna get me some chicken tendies. That's just what it's gonna be. Give me some barbecue sauce, and now you can't really dip fried chicken on the bone in one of those little bitty containers. You gotta rip it off. You gotta dip it. I'm not gonna do all that. I'm just gonna eat it. I'm just gonna throw some hot sauce on there and call it a day. Which, like I said before, probably, maybe, I don't know. Tapatio. Tapatio with my sauce. You gotta get that good tapatio. You gotta put that tapatio on it. It is amazing. I don't really mess with Frank's Red Hot. For one, I started talking really fast right there. But I don't really mess with Frank's Red Hot. I will if I got to. If that's the only thing around. If it's the only thing around and the food is nasty, I'm gonna use that Frank's Red Hot so I can eat this food. Other than that, that's really it. If y'all love it, hey, as my daddy would say, I'm tickle pink. But I can't get down with it like that. That just ain't for me. Oh, and they biscuits. So, what biscuits would y'all prefer? Would y'all prefer, 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 prefer? Yeah, prefer. Would y'all prefer Popeye's biscuits or KFC's biscuits? Me, I'm partial to Popeye's biscuits. I love Popeye's biscuits when they fresh. When they fresh, they amazing. When they old or when they not fresh, you might want to get a lot of things to drink when they eating it. Like if it's fresh, nah, you don't really got to be drinking much. But other than that, if it ain't fresh, yeah, nah, you might choke on it. And Popeye or KFC biscuits to me are plain. Just it's just a puffed up ball of dough. Let me go ahead and get me some butter and let me get me some honey and let me go ahead and try to get this together because it's not all that good to me. But there are some KFC items that I rock with, like they fries, delicious. And actually, their extra crispy chicken, I rocks with that too. But like, I wish they had a spicy version of that chicken, because if they had a spicy, extra crispy, I think that'd be everything for me. That'd be the chef's kiss of the chicken game right there to me. And but yeah, I had Bojangles before. I mean, if y'all like Bojangles, more power to you. That shit trash as hell though. Like Bojangles chicken is by far the worst chicken I done had. And and there's a spot in VA. It was just old, it was a little diner. I wish I remember what the name of this little fried chicken spot was that was in VA, but it was in the like the Little Creek Dam Neck area. And everybody was like, yo, this chicken is good. This chicken is the best. And I was like, all right, yo, we finna go ahead and get some of that chicken. Yo, that chicken was gross. Like it had a great crunch. That's it. That's it. It was just that crunch. Everything else about that whole establishment can go to hell. Cause nothing in that place was good. Not another thing inside that restaurant was good. The only thing good from Bojangles was a sweet tea. That sweet tea be hitting. But when it comes to the biscuits, ain't nobody biscuits better than Churches. And I put that on everything. I put that on Bird. They biscuits, I don't know what it is. It's some of the Rockwood Churches. Biscuits is amazing. The rest of their food, trash. Their chicken, trash. I mean, some people like they stuff, and it ain't me. It ain't trash. Straight boo boo juice, and I can't mess with it. Yeah, cause that junk is yeah, ugh, gross. Oh yeah. Hey, y'all watch that movie? Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer. I think it's Oppenheimer. I ain't like it at all. That was so damn dry. That was a way. Only thing they did in Oppenheimer was retell the story of the atom bomb, which, if you grew up in the 90s, in the 99 and the 2000s, they teach you about this. They taught us about this growing up in school, about all of that. And all they did was just retell it. You just got a visual, from what you had already learned. And it was trash. There had some good actors in it, some good actresses, but that's it. And then speaking of school curriculums, like, I don't know if this school curriculum is the same way that it is from when I grew up and everybody else who grew up in the 80s. So, like right now I'm just talking about elementary school. And like, do they teach the same stuff? Because I already know the math is completely fucking different. The math is the way they do math now is so damn dumb. Like, they take the longest way possible to get the answer. Okay, class, we have 10 plus 12. 0 plus 2 is 2. You got your ones. And now we got to add up the tens. 1 and 1 is 2. And now we got to add that together. What the hell? Why you got to do so many steps? It's a 2 and it's a 0. You just drop the 2. And then it's 2 right there. You boom. You add it up. Put it down. Boom. Right there. Done deal. 22. And it does that. You could do that with everything. The only time you really got to write problems out like that is when it comes to longhand division, which I suck at longhand division. I kind of suck at dividing, to be honest with you. I could do some division, some basic division. 4 divided by 2, that's 2. 6 divided by 3, that's 3. You know, just little stuff like that. But don't actually I take it back. 6 divided by 3 is also 2. I don't know where I got the 3 from. Either way it go, I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you on this one. I ain't even catch that. My wife caught that. This episode would have been published, and I just been out here looking dumb like I can't do math. But thank you, baby. Thank you for catching that one. Put me back on my game. Make sure I ain't out here looking dumb in these streets, because I almost did. I almost look real dumb in these streets. But so, like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a call from the school when it comes to like social studies or history. I don't know what they call it nowadays, but going over historical facts. So there was in February, Martin Luther King Day, right? She brought this little book home because I did a little report on it. And, the little book for Dr. Martin Luther King, it really didn't have anything in there, to be honest. It was just some words and pieces of his speech, and it was like, oh yeah, that's Dr. Martin Luther King. It ain't have shit in there. And so then she asked me about him. So I told him about him. And she was like, well, what happened to him? She said, is he still alive? I said, nope. It's like, he was shot and killed. And she said, why? And so then here we go again, where I had to let her know in a way that she could understand or comprehend that just like there's bad people today, there was bad people back then. And they didn't like the way he was talking or how he wanted to shape America. They didn't like that. So they shot him and they killed him. And to be really honest with you guys, it took a lot to try to figure out how to explain that. So I was like I figured it out. I explained it the best I could. But I'm waiting for the day where she asks me something. I hit her with what it is, and show proof because I'm always I will show you proof on what it is, on what does what, and how it is, and whoop de whoops and everything like that. I will show you what it is, but I'm waiting for me to get a call. So I'm on some, Mr. Higgins. Um, Today Danica was telling me that this happened, and I'm like, well, yeah, it did happen. Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know if they're gonna teach it that way. Oh, we don't want to let them know about that. Like, nah, the hell with that. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is, and that what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, that's just how I'm gonna do it. And oh, did y'all know, on a random history note? Did y'all know that nobody actually knew what Genghis Khan looked like because everybody was prohibited from capturing his likeness during his lifetime? Like, I didn't know that. I thought he always looked. I thought that's just how he looked. I didn't know that. And yeah, the reason why I know that, I got a random ass email. History facts. It said, "There's 5 things you may not know about Genghis Khan." I was like, huh. Well, maybe I don't. Let me look into this email. So I looked into the email. That's why I got it. And oh, do y'all remember, like, in grade school or elementary school, whatever y'all want to call it, that they had this little program? It was called "Can't Live Without Them Trees" or something like that. Now, you got a little bump, because I remember the bumper sticker from it. And it's when you got a little tree, a little sapling, then you went to go plant it or whatever. Because the wife and I was talking about, like, book sales in elementary schools, and like, I know, you get your little order form, and you go and you bring it back to the book sale and the book fair. That is called a book fair, not a book sale. Either way, that's you bring it in there, you fill out the paper. Ooh, I want Goosebumps Volume 2, and you'll bring it in there, and you'll pay for the book, and they give you the book. And with me, they gave me a tree, so I got a book and I got a tree. Then I want to go plant the tree. Like, anybody else remember that? I don't know. But anyway, I rambled on long enough. So thank everyone who took the time out their day to listen to this podcast. I appreciate each and every last one of you, and I can't wait to what I talk about on the next episode. And again, if you have any questions or if you want to be on a show, you can hit me up at I'm Too Absent Minded on Instagram. That's I'm the number 2 absent minded, or on TikTok at Howard Higgins Jr. So that's it for the show. Y'all stay safe out there. I holla.